Third round day, a cherished occasion in the English football calendar. For once, every club, great and small, starting equal and sharing one dream of glory. As ever, stand by for some shocks. And how would non-league Yeading enjoy their big day out against Newcastle? Turf Moor was the venue for the first scheduled game, Burnley against Liverpool, but amid high winds and torrential rain, it turned out to be a wasted journey for the visitors. The referee Mark Clattenburg left with no choice but to postpone less than an hour before kick-off, and for Rafa Benitez, another game to fit into Liverpool's crowded schedule. Sheffield United are one of the most consistent cup sides in English football over the past few years, and now hitting their best form of the season in the league too. Chris Morgan was suspended here. Alan Wright came back in to face his former club. Danny Cullip, the latest canny transfer move by Neil Warnock. Andy Gray, United's top scorer with 10. Aston Villa, a club with plenty of cup history, but their last triumph came back in 1957, far too long ago. And after some good early season form, it was now 6 defeats in the last 8. Olaf Melberg returned at the back after suspension. Four men, Mark Delaney, J. Lloyd Samuel, Lee Hendry and Gareth Barry, appeared when Villa last contested the final in 2000. The man to watch, Michael Tongue, one of the finds for any club in recent seasons. 2 years ago, he helped Sheffield United to 2 semi-finals. Does look early on here in this second half that they've made a tactical change. Gareth Barry for Villa against the run of play, but it counts, and it's a rare thing, an Aston Villa goal. Only their second in 6 starts. Gareth Barry is the man for Aston Villa. Harley and Little over this one. In by Harley. It's a good one too. Sheffield United are level, and it's no more than they deserve. Danny Cullip is claiming it. Set pieces were a huge problem in the first half for Villa. Second half, same story. Half chance, here it's in! And it's Andy Little who gets it for Sheffield United. No question of an offside there. Villa will believe that maybe the flag should have gone up for the second one. Little didn't wait to even look and stuck it under Sorensen. Villa stretched again here. It's Little once more. Went for glory. That'll do. Twice deflected. It's in. This must be Sheffield United's day. In a minute for Little. Oldham Athletics' fortunes have taken a downturn from the heady days a decade ago when they regularly threatened to go all the way in the FA Cup for the first time ever. Their skipper Dean Holden a significant absentee here, and also Oldham without 3 regular strikers. So along with the youthful reinforcements, David Ayres enthusiastic as ever approaching his 40th birthday. Manchester City 4 times winners, but beset by their inconsistent league form and a fresh bout of transfer speculation surrounding the future of Nicolas Anelka. Robbie Fowler also an absentee after a family bereavement, so a first start for 19-year-old Bradley Wright-Phillips, the younger brother of Sean. And he is developing into one of the most exciting talents in the English game. Let's get to the action at Boundary Park. Our commentator there, John Champion.
Ayres to take this too. With elevation. Oh, and the goalkeeper missed it, but there was a push. And David James has escaped. Mike Dean has given a reprieve to Manchester City. As Oldham seek to attack, and a chance and a goal! Oldham Athletic have the lead! It's been turned in. The knockdown fell kindly, and Scott Vernon was there. Corner is short to Bosveld. Better angle now for Joey Barton. And Sibierski, what a save by Poliakomi. Point-blank header by Sibierski, and the goalkeeper flung himself in the way. Here's Bradley Wright-Phillips, though, and then the shot across the face. And Oldham continue to survive. Richard Dunn it was who sliced it right across the face of goal. Sean Wright-Phillips. Still on the ball. Oh, good save, Poliakomi. He scored an absolute belter at Highbury in the week. And that was struck with plenty of venom too.
Despite his love for the FA Cup, Sir Alex Ferguson felt this tie was one for his youngsters, a decision which almost backfired spectacularly. Former United hopeful Andy Taylor came close as Alex Inglethorpe's conference side gave their betters the runaround for large parts of the afternoon. Not even the arrival of Paul Scholes as a sub could deny Exeter their glory and their replay.
The NFL on ESPN. 2 games each and every week. Oh, that hurts. These guys are tough. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Oh. The NFL on ESPN.
Your choice for a variety of great sports action every day is ESPN. The NBA on ESPN Thursday. KG and Kobe in the anticipated rematch. The Lakers took the first, and the T-Wolves are looking for payback. T-Wolves, Lakers, live Thursday on ESPN.
This week on ESPN, more English football from the FA Cup on Thursday as Exeter City takes on Man United. Then later, in the NBA, KG and the T-Wolves battle Kobe and the Lakers. Friday, intensity is the name of the game in the classic contest of arm wrestling. And on Saturday in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers fly to Miami to take on Shaq in the Heat. Sports all day, every day on ESPN this week.
The biggest names in poker in the ultimate Vegas showdown.
Shuffle up and
Play a game that's as much skill as it is luck. The 2004 World Series of Poker, Friday, only on ESPN.
Plymouth's biggest FA Cup occasion in years, and probably since they reached the semi-finals back in 1984. But after 2 recent promotions, life in the Championship is proving tougher. New signing Scott Taylor was cup-tied, so Mickey Evans was deployed in a lone striker's role, with Paul Wootton, their top scorer, anchoring midfield. Everton's cup record is bettered by few. 5 wins, the last in 1995, a total of 12 final appearances, and looking for a good cup run now to crown what's turning into a fine season. The central midfield pairing, Leon Osman and Lee Carsley. David Moyes freshening up his side after a punishing Christmas schedule. Tim Cahill and Thomas Gravison left on the bench. But all eyes on Everton's record signing, James Beattie, making a debut after his £6 million move from Southampton, for whom he'd featured in the final in 2003. Everton intent on passing their way through. Nicely taken by Osman. Went again. Clever work. Superb opening goal. Premier League class written all over it. Tucked away by Leon Osman, who had all the time in the world. Not done by Kilban. Drop for McFadden in that tight area. He's got all the tricks in the world, this man. It's 2 for Everton. It's a brilliant piece of football. And it's James McFadden. Half chance here, perhaps. Yes! Cup tie is on because Plymouth have got on the score sheet through Bjarni Gudjonsson. He's broken free of the cover. Can he finish it here? Yes! It's a marvellous night for Everton's youngsters. Leeds United admit they were overrun on their last visit to St Andrews. The same fate seemed in store early on here too, as Birmingham seized the initiative. Emil Heskey putting the Blues in front on 11 minutes. Thereafter, a Birmingham fan stole centre stage. Darren Carter back from a loan spell with Sunderland to convert Clinton Morrison's cross on 20 minutes. And in the second half, it was Carter again from another Morrison centre. And with Robbie Savage out of favour, maybe Birmingham have produced a homegrown replacement. The draw which paired these two was enough to inspire every headline writer about the romance of the Cup, but for a while it really did threaten to become one of these sensational stories. Paul Hayes with just 8 minutes played, as Scunthorpe became only the fourth team to score at Stamford Bridge all season. It was even against the run of play that Chelsea drew level on 26 minutes. Mattea Kesman thumping the volley past Paul Musselwhite. And even when Chelsea went in front in the second period, Scunthorpe felt somewhat hard done by. Andy Crosby deflecting Didier Drogba's cross into his own net. The Premiership leaders made to work right to the very end. 4 minutes from time, Eidur Gudjonsson eventually beating Musselwhite at the third opportunity. It was anything but easy for Chelsea though. Given their league plight, Southampton were one Premiership side picked out by many as potential victims of an upset, but their captain set them on the way. Kevin Phillips crashing in the volley on 29 minutes. A lead that lasted precisely 60 seconds, as Northampton's Lee Williamson advanced unchecked from midfield to score past Antti Niemi. Southampton had to look to their skipper again. Phillips setting up Peter Crouch to restore the Saints' lead going into the break. And early in the second half, Jamie Redknapp was the player set up by the skipper. His first goal for his new club, giving his dad his first win as manager.
Hello there. The transfer window is open again and players are able to move clubs freely. I think this is a window that should not be closed at all. We hear of so many clubs with injured players who would love to be able to sign players at any time during the year. I think they should be allowed to do so. I feel if a club wants to sell a player at any time and another club is willing to buy that player, let the deal be done. I know this window was put in place to help the smaller clubs avoid a situation where the bigger clubs with all the money could swoop any time and take their stars. But you can also make the case that open transfers could help out the smaller clubs. If clubs are forced to buy because of injuries, isn't it possible that the smaller club may even get a better price than they would have during the transfer window? What do you think? That's for today along your bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
ESPN's best of Friday night fights. Former IBF super middleweight champion Charles the Hatchet Brewer was in search of another title when he faced Scott the Sandman Pemberton, who was looking for a top 10 ranking. Friday on ESPN.
Coming in 2005 to ESPN, the thrills and spills of the Winter X Games 9. You'll have a seat at the table for a brand new season of the World Series of Poker. The top prize of European football, the UEFA Champions League final. The NBA on ESPN rolls on with more hardcourt action. The top clubs in Italian football battle for the Scudetto. All this and more in 2005 on ESPN.
Join me along with Tommy Smith and Janusz Mihalik for the next edition of ESPN's SoccerNet Press Pass. Amongst other things, we'll take a look at the state of play in the January transfer window. That's coming up on Friday, right here on ESPN.
This week on ESPN, our exclusive FA Cup coverage Wednesday as Burnley face Liverpool. On Thursday, more English football from the FA Cup as Exeter City takes on Manchester United. Then later, in the NBA, KG and the T-Wolves battle Kobe and the Lakers. Friday, intensity is the name of the game in the classic contest of arm wrestling. Sports all day, every day on ESPN this week.
A single goal settled this one at Fratton Park. Patrick Berger supplying the cross. Ayegbeni Yakubu eventually with the finish. His 11th goal of the season after Gillingham had held out into the second half. Watford warmed up for their League Cup semi-final against Liverpool by matching another Premiership side. Fulham it was who went in front here. Zach Knight heading home Mark Pembridge's cross on 17 minutes. But by half-time it was level. A scramble in the goal mouth leading to a penalty decision with Edwin van der Sar the apparent culprit. How the big Dutch keeper would love to have made amends. But the spot kick dispatched by Heider Helguson. Watford earning a merited replay. Brighton went unbeaten in the Championship over Christmas to improve their plight and held out at Spurs until 5 minutes before the break when Ledley King looped in the header from Reto Ziegler's cross. But there was little breathing space for Spurs. 3 minutes after the restart, Richard Carpenter's curling free kick beat Paul Robinson all ends up to level it for Brighton. And it took something special from Robbie Keane to win it. The volley with just 8 minutes left, settling it. A classic way for Keane to claim a 100th first-class goal. All the goals came in a flurry just past the hour mark at Portman Road. Stelios Giannakopoulos exchanging passes with Elhaj Diouf before beating Kelvin Davis to put Bolton in front. 5 minutes later, it was 2. Diouf again charging forward before releasing Henrik Pedersen. And within a further 3 minutes, we had a repeat. Pedersen from almost the same position, emphatically putting paid to Ipswich's cup hopes for another year. Tommy Miller did salvage some pride, but Ipswich were left ruining earlier missed opportunities and left to absorb a lesson in top-class finishing by the opposition. It's been 56 years since Yeovil were last in the fourth round. They ended the long wait in style against relegation-threatened Rotherham. Paul Terry's surge into the box interrupted by Rotherham's Martin McIntosh. Top scorer Phil Jevons took care of the penalty, and Yeovil were on their way to a 9th straight win in League and Cup. Late on, Darren Way turned home Lee Johnson's cross to put the game beyond Rotherham. And there was still time for the Latvian international Andres Stolčers to add to the misery at Millmore. The home side well beaten by a team intent on replacing them in the Championship next season. Charlton have stumbled embarrassingly time and again on these occasions in recent years, so Rochdale must have fancied their chances, but Brian Hughes, given only a 4th start of the season, made his point to the management by opening the scoring on 19 minutes. And Charlton doubled the lead just before the break. Jonathan Johansson flicking on Matt Holland's cross, Jonathan Fortune volleying home. Credit to Rochdale, though, they emerged for the second half to have a go, and the slip by Talal El Kakouri on 51 minutes gave Grant Holt the chance to slip the ball past Dean Kiley. Charlton soon restored the 2-goal advantage, though. Jerome Thomas's cross met by a Hughes header, taking his tally for the season to 2. Danny Murphy sealed what turned into a comfortable victory with a free kick that sailed straight in. Plain sailing for Charlton in the FA Cup then. Not often we've been able to say that recently. West Bromwich Albion fans have been waiting and waiting. 11 games in all for Brian Robson's first win as boss, and they were left waiting again here until the 76th minute when Robbie Earnshaw ended his personal 6-game goal drought. And it was Earnshaw again 7 minutes later, chipping over Andy Lonergan. The only difference between these sides all day, the quality of the finishing. It was the week when Coventry lost a manager but won a game. Peter Reid may be gone, but it was the same players who produced for Adrian Heath. Gary McSheffrey getting the opener on 25 minutes after Andy Morrell's shot was blocked. Morrell again, heavily involved in the second, his run creating the danger, and Stern John finishing it. And from Stephen Hughes' elegant pass, it was McSheffrey who sealed victory for Coventry midway through the second half. And now they're in the fourth round, there'll probably be a few more applications for that manager's job. High-flying Wigan have done nearly everything right this season, and they looked on course for another victory when Alan Mahon fired them in front at Derby on the half-hour mark. But the decision to rest several first-choice players for the promotion push may have rebounded on them. That and some quality finishing from the home side. Inigo Idiakis curling home the leveller from a free kick on 71 minutes. And 8 minutes after that, Tommy Smith rounding John Filan to set up substitute Junior for the winner. His first goal for Derby since April. Blackpool must have felt the odds were stacked against them away to Leicester, and especially when they helped the home side into the lead. Rob Edwards deflecting Gareth Williams' free kick into his own net on 13 minutes. But the visitors drew level on the half-hour. Peter Clark heading home the free kick from Keegan Parker. And with just 13 minutes remaining, Blackpool went in front. Keith Southern robbing Dion Dublin to score. Dublin's embarrassment saved, though, when Blackpool couldn't hang on. Williams producing a leveller with 8 minutes left. Blackpool had come close, though, and they won't mind another crack at this job. Luton Town have been setting a pace too tough for Brentford and most of the others for most of the league season, but in the Cup, a different story. With 20 minutes left, Chris Hargreaves took the chance that eventually fell his way. And Brentford finally proved that league form counts for little in the Cup when Jay Tabb ensured that it would be their day. A similar story in this all-championship tie as the away side again proved comprehensive winners. Andy Reid with yet another demonstration of his class. Forest one up on 24 minutes. Just a minute later, Chris Commons from even further out with his first for the club since signing from Stoke. And late on, another new face, Johan Foley on loan from Southampton, ensuring a first away win for Forest all season. At Highbury, Arsenal followed the lead of the other big clubs in resting one or two big names, and they came closer than anyone to paying for it. Stoke well worth the lead they eventually took before half-time when Wayne Thomas fired home in a crowded box. Just as well that Jose Antonio Reyes had been past fit to return, his sharp equaliser steadied Arsenal on 50 minutes. And there was an even sharper finish from Robin van Persie. That sealed it for Arsenal with 70 minutes on the clock. Stoke with nothing to show for all their efforts, but they'd given Arsenal all the problems they could handle. Six divisions and 123 places below their opponents in the structure of English football. A mixture of plasterers, electricians and civil servants, part-timers who played 6 FA Cup ties even to make it this far. Newcastle United last won the Cup in 1955. Graham Souness with just 1 win in 9 games stretching back to November though, and now starting a rebuilding job. New faces at the back, Jean-Alain Boumseng and Celestine Babayaro brought in only this week by Souness. Craig Bellamy passed the fitness test, but in Alan Shearer's absence and with Patrick Kluivert also missing, Shola Amiobi led the line for Newcastle, given his chance to convince Souness that he has a big part to play in Newcastle's future. Gary Bloom was at Loftus Road.
In towards Shola Amiobi. It's Amiobi. There's an opening here. Bellamy. The thickness of the upright saves Yedding. Here's Genus. Oh, fantastic save by Preddy. It's going to be Clark. Fine save. Oh. Now there's an opening here for Bellamy. Bellamy's cross. Here's the opening goal. It's Lee Bowyer who breaks the deadlock. They do, for my money at least, feel like a rudderless ship at the moment, Yedding. And that could be very dangerous indeed, because the second ball was not picked up, and Amiobi heads Newcastle surely now into round 4.
So the results from the third round